What's up, DJ fan? Welcome to another video on the channel. Welcome to another episode of Start to Spin. My name is Diego, also known as DJ Pretty Boy, alongside my boy Shay, also known as DJ Shay. And together we started this journey to talk about DJ-related content, such as tips and tricks, our experiences, our knowledge, and just share it with you guys. So whether you are a seasoned DJ or a new DJ just getting started, this is the spot to be. And with that being said, let's go ahead and roll this intro. Hey guys, welcome back. Happy New Year's to everyone. It's been a journey. It's been
Happy New Year! Yes, first episode of 2025.
Yep, this is the 2024. It was a journey. It was a great year for learning opportunities, and hopefully everyone had a wonderful New Year's and Christmas if you celebrate it, or happy holidays, whatever you want to call it. Now we're back into the groove, and today we're going to talk about how to build value to justify your prices. As especially like us DJs, when the year ends, and I think more so like every company, they do this. They rebottle everything that they've done for the year, and based on that and based on how prices are around, your prices are bound to change. Sometimes it goes higher, and sometimes it can go lower now, or stays the same. Maybe not go lower, but it will stay the same. And we as DJs, when we talk and we have the consultation with our clients, we need to make sure that we elaborate our prices, and that we justify our prices, because if they don't see the benefit, they're not just gonna give out money like that. So it's very important that we are able to justify that. And Shay, I know that you told me that you had an instance that happened to you, or a story that you wanted to tell. So go ahead and tell us the story.
Want to start with that? Okay, I can start off with that. So yeah, I think this is super important because it's kind of actually a continuation of the stories that I had started in a previous episode. But remember, I think we had talked about I had a client that reached out to me, and they wanted to book me, but they wanted to see all my content before they booked me. So remember, I was like, I put that video up, and we were telling like, oh, this is what I ended up sending them, et cetera, et cetera. So they didn't get back to me for a couple of weeks. They were like, oh, we're gonna get this. So I was like, okay, this one's gone. Basically they didn't end up booking me. But what happened was, so then just a couple of days ago, like maybe 2 weeks later, after I had reached out to them and sent them everything, they were like, hey, we ended up deciding to go in a different direction for our wedding and like the pre-wedding event, but we really like your vibe, so we're actually doing like a pre-wedding party on a Thursday, like the day before their actual wedding starts. Mm-hmm. So they're like, would you be able to DJ that for us? Are you interested in that? And obviously, I was a little sad that they didn't want to book me for the actual wedding. But I'm like, like, yeah, sure. Like, you guys are great. I'd love to DJ for you guys. And so, but what was interesting about this? So then they're like, okay, how much would you charge? And so I was like, oh, well, it's the same prices that we talked about before. And because so then let me clarify. So the way my prices work for weddings is I have my intro, like the base package, which is just for 4 hours, speakers, mics, like no lighting, no extras, no ceremony, nothing like that. So
no lighting.
What?
No lighting at all.
Yeah, that's just base package. Okay. Speakers, my time, mics, like basically my lavish booth, my speakers, like booth, and I come there for 4 hours. And then the middle package has like up lighting, dance floor lighting, ceremony, like everything all in one.
You can
yeah, like basically covers you for the whole day. It has everything. And so then that's the one I'm trying to get people to book most of the time, So so the way it works, so for this one, for that base package, right, for the 4 hours, I had charged them, I told them it was going to be $2,000 for that base package for the 4 hours. And so, and then with the next package up, with the ceremony and everything would be $4,000. So that's included lights, ceremony, everything like that. And this was a bigger budget client too, because they actually got referred to me through like a high end event planner, like a guy that does like high end weddings, and like they were doing it at a big venue with like 300 guests and stuff like that. So they had the budget, So then I told them, okay, so like, yeah, so basically they're saying the party is going to be 6 to 10, so it's going to be 4 hours, and basically I'm like, all right, well, you saw what my prices were, so it would just be like, just the base package if you guys would want it. And then what they said is they were like, oh, we thought that was like your wedding pricing. Like, can we get like a better price for this party? And so then I was like, okay, well, it's on a weekday, and you guys are saying it's a smaller event, so I can do $1,250 for you guys, because I was like, all right, I kind of get that.
Damn, so that's a big dump.
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah. But then they're like, oh, okay. Then they're like, oh, you know what? This is only like going to be 70 guests, and it's a small event, so it's out of our budget, but we want to respect your time, and so I think we're gonna look in for someone else, basically. And I was like, okay, let me know. But I was like, I don't know. I was just, it might just be them, right? But what I'm thinking, I'm like, they already knew what my prices were, right? 2,000 for 4 hours, 4,000 for like a wedding, and they're reaching back out to me. I don't know have you been in a situation before where a client expects you to do it for cheaper because it's not the actual wedding itself, it's like a pre-wedding party. So then, you have basically they don't think they have to pay you the same amount as a wedding. Now, the thing is, right, when we do private parties, we're doing it for less than a wedding, obviously.
Oh yeah.
But to me, this is still part of the wedding. To me, that's how I thought about it. So I'm like, I'm not gonna give them. I already discounted it a lot because I'm like, okay, it's on a weekday, and like, it's less guests, and like, let me try to like make this happen. But yeah, so I was just like, it was just weird, and I was like, in the first place, when they reached out to me, they probably thought that my pricing is what it was, but it's like, should we be doing pre-wedding events for less than the wedding? And then how do we justify that to clients that like, oh, well, yeah, you can pay me like $800 for this pre-wedding event, but for your actual wedding, you're going to have to pay me $2,500. Then it's like, how do you justify that big of a price difference at the same time, So I don't know. I was just curious your thoughts, Diego, and then also just like if someone else in the chat, like, when you have a client where obviously you're charging more for a wedding, and then you have another non-actual wedding event, how do you kind of justify the price difference, or do you even have a price difference?
So okay, so I see, and there's a very, very interesting subject, and a very, very particular case that happened to you, and the biggest way that I found to avoid this type of concerns, or this issue, because it's kind of like an issue for them, thinking one way, but it's actually a different way than what they were thought. So to me, every time I speak to someone that's requesting my services, I always ask, is this a private event? Meaning, because I say is this a private event? Meaning birthday party, anything that is not a wedding or a quince.
Right.
And then if they say yes, I'm like, okay, then for that I charge by the hour. If you're doing house parties, I charge $500 for 4 hours. Why? Because it doesn't take much for me to literally grab one speaker and like, something like that. Or I can just say I charge $200 per hour. Depends. I don't know. Like I have to revisit for this year. This, but I'm just giving just throwing out.
Yeah, numbers. That's an example. Yeah.
So it now, but they know that if it's not a wedding or a quince or sweet 16, the prices is going to be completely different than a wedding and a price. So I tell them beforehand, if you're talking about a wedding or a quince or this type of big events, then here are the packages, and this is and those are the prices.
Yeah.
if you're looking for, like in your case, it sounds like they were looking for an engagement party.
Oh, they're no, they were looking. So they were looking for their wedding. Their wedding's happening. Let's say like the wedding's happening on
Friday.
Friday and Saturday,
Uh-huh.
and then they
Yeah.
didn't book me for that. And then they're like, "Oh, but can we book you the night before for our pre-wedding party, like at a venue, like at a nice venue too. This is it's not at a house or anything. It's at a venue kind of a thing. So
Uh-huh.
it's almost like the event. You know, like they have like a welcome party or something before the actual like wedding starts. It was for an event like that.
Okay. But see, like when they say a pre-wedding, that means it's not a wedding. So if it's not a wedding, we can't. Well, at least for me, I wouldn't charge the same.
Yeah.
However, I am not gonna do $500 for an event that I have to go into a venue. So that
Right,
that's another thing that we take in consideration when I talk to my clients. I tell them if you're doing a birthday party and you're doing it at home, then yes, I'll do 150 per hour, minimum 4 hours. I'm not leaving my house for less than 4 hours. There's no point.
right,
That 150 per hour. And again, it depends because California is more expensive. So probably
Yeah.
for you it'd be like $300 or $400 per hour.
Yeah,
But here it's not as bad or as expensive as is over there. So 150 per hour, as long as it's a house. Why? Because it's very simple. I have my simplistic setup that everybody knows already what it is. And when it comes to when it comes to a birthday party on a venue, now that's a different price. We're not talking about 150 because now I have to take minimum two speakers, sometimes a sub, and now I have to take the towers because I'm gonna need lights. So that's gonna be more money. We're looking at like you're going past 750.
right.
Now,
Yeah, what threw me off about this one was so like let's say if this couple I had never talked to them about doing their wedding and the next day, if they had just come up to me, if they had just contacted me like, hey, we're doing a pre-wedding event on a Thursday, like how much would you charge? I feel like then I could justify having that lower price. Like usually like for that I would start at like 1,000 and then then see what what they would want, any extras, lighting, stuff like that. But what threw me off about this one was that the only time I had a conversation with them was about their events for Friday and Saturday, and they knew the pricing, right? The base package, 4 hours, speakers, this 2,000. And then to go back and be like, okay, but now for a different event, now like for me to just offer right off the bat, like, okay, because you're still gonna get me, it's just because you're doing it a day before, you're gonna get it like less than half the price of what I had just told you before, because I had already told them that price. That's why I was like, okay, well then they should be expecting that these are what my prices are. That's why it threw me off, because I was like, well, if they would have reached out to me just for a pre-wedding thing, then I feel like I would have started lower, because I'm like, okay, this is the first time they're reaching out to me. This is the price that they don't know that for a wedding I charge starting at 2,000, and they're not expecting that. But I already had a whole conversation about them, about what the charge would be for my types for the event, literally the next day.
Yeah, and again, this is very, very, you have to take it with a grain of salt. It really depends on how you see yourself, how you value yourself in regards to, how much you're worth. Regardless of what event it is, and I think like you said, 1,200, that's a big bump from 2,000. That's a lot.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. That's why I was like, well, like what how much. I'm like, how much lower do you think I'm gonna go from the wedding price? Like I don't know what they had in mind, what they thought they were gonna.
I wonder if they went with somebody else for, like.
That's the other thing too. That's the other thing. I'm like, you booked somebody else for Friday. Why didn't you just book them for Thursday? Like, why are you coming to me then? So I'm like, I didn't also want them to come to me as the cheap guy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is the guy that's cheaper. I'm like, why wouldn't you just book if the price was okay? Why didn't you just book the other guy for Thursday, or like have him send one of his one of his guys. So that's the other reason I was like, this is kind of weird. So I'm gonna just stay at the price that they should expect to pay, rather than like just trying to go cheaper. And I did go cheaper, right? Like you said, it was a big bump, like.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird, and I think something similar to this, right? Is like, I don't know if I personally haven't had this, but like if you've had a client that you did like a house party for, right, for
Mhm.
cheap, like for 500, and then
No
they're
one.
like, all right, now we got a quince coming up, like, oh, like, come on, you killed it last time, like, all
Yeah.
right, give me how much you're gonna do for the quince, and you're like 1,500 or something, and they're like, what the hell, you did our house party for 500, what do how do you navigate that? Because I think that's a similar kind of a thing when,
Yeah.
to explain to clients, different events have different prices, but when they see a price for one, they might not expect that price is going to change.
Yeah. So, and it had happened to me. I DJ it was a house party that I DJ,
Mm,
and it was a 4 hour event. And I was like, all right, it's a house party, not big of a deal, pretty chill. It's pretty like a house party is pretty much like you DJing for a bar. You
yeah,
go there and you just play music for
people
everyone
are
to enjoy.
chilling. You get some dance floor. Some people, they leave, they come back.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
yeah,
So and there's really not much not much pressure that you have, like there's so many things going on now, like everything is very chill, very mellow. People come up to you, ask for songs, and then you can play them at the exact time.
yeah,
Sometimes like you can try new things. If you mess up, it's okay, not a big deal. They don't, nobody cares, everybody's drunk anyways. So it's completely different than having a wedding or a quince, which is a more professional setting, and with that comes a lot of responsibility on our part. And that starts from the time you arrive. If you have a house party, like at least me, I'm arriving 45 minutes to an hour before the event starts,
yeah,
because we already have our setup is so easy. Now we're doing a wedding or a quince, we're arriving 3 to 4 hours before, because I need to make sure that everything is said and done completely, 100% fully tested for when we started, because we don't want no hiccups. So that is huge. But so what happened with this client is I did their party, and they gave me 650 for the 4 hours,
hmm,
because they gave us a tip.
nice.
And then months
So
later,
they're gonna expect you to hook them up even more now because they gave you a tip.
yeah. So it was 650 that they gave me, and then like months later, they had their daughter was turning 15.
Mm,
So the guy hits me up, and he's like, "Hey, Diego, remember me? You did my party on February. It was winter too. In
hmm,
February, and I was like, "Oh yeah, man, how you doing?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, you did so good, man. Everybody liked you and everything. So my daughter's party, my daughter's quince, it's in 2 months. So
hmm,
wanted to hire you guys." And he was like, and he said, "Yeah, man, you guys are amazing." I was like, "All right, oh man, thank you, appreciate you." And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." I was like, "So send me your email so I can send you our packages." And he's like, oh well, no, you don't need to send your packages. I mean, I already know how much you charge." And uh, I was like, "You do?" And he's like, "Yeah. I mean, it was 500 for the 4 hours, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, but that's for house parties. It's different for depending on the event. It's different." And then he was like, "Depending on the event." And I was like, "Well, yes, it depends on the event." And he's like, "Well, why does it matter what the event is? Like, you still playing music." And I'm like, "Oh, well, you see, this is what happens when we talk for your birthday on February. How many times that, and I sat down and I started talking, and I was like, how many times that you and I conversate? Once. We only had the day that when you called me, you said that you needed a DJ for the no like 2 weeks from now. So we only talked once, and I showed up 45 minutes before your event. I went to your house with one speaker. I went with another pole with two lights, and that was it. And I set up my computer, my music stuff, and it was done. So that's a house party. Now, when it comes to a quince, like I need to show up into your venue, because now it's in a venue, it's not in a house, which is a bigger setting. It requires more equipment, and this is what changes. More equipment, more time for me. There's more preparation. We're gonna have meetings, minimum 2 meetings more after this one. I'm talking about like face meetings, like video calls with you, your wife, and your kid. And then we need to we need to create a timeline. And I start explaining to him everything that it goes into a quince. He's like, oh damn, yes, it sounds like it's a lot. And I'm like, yeah, it would. And the reason why he didn't know like there was a lot because the wife is like, what, the wives are the ones that prepares everything,
Right.
the money basically.
Yeah.
So, and so
then he took it, he like understood, and then he booked you.
Yeah, I still got booked, but
Oh,
he
nice.
understood, because literally I sat down and I started explaining to him everything that goes into a quince or a wedding, and then that the difference in weight of a wedding, quince, or a birthday party.
Right.
You on the birthday party, you go into a F mode. Whatever happens. It's all good.
No, it's huge, but so that I've never had to explain that. I've never been in that situation yet, because most of the times it's people like, because we don't have, and it's just the Hispanic culture is a quinceañera, but the only time I'm going to be increasing the price compared to private parties for a wedding. So I haven't had any clients that are like, all right, I did their house party and then they're having a wedding or something, yet. But if you do this long enough, it's going to happen for sure. Yeah. So I haven't had to do that, but that's the thing I was always wondering, like, because how are you going to justify it to a client that why they're paying you $1,000 more for those things, so it has to be justified. And it's like, I don't know, like maybe some people, it sounds like he took it well, but I feel like some people just be like okay, whatever, like that doesn't make any sense to
me. I guess he took it well by the simple fact that, one, he already knew me. Like I already worked for him, and he liked it. I was, we ended up in good terms. Yeah. And he was just happy with the services. So just for me, and me taking the time to sit down and explain to him like why the big difference on pricing, and to understand that, like, basically if you turn it into like examples, you're not gonna do you're not gonna move a person from one house to another house on a pickup truck. You're gonna do it on a big, on a, if you're moving a full house, you're doing it on a big truck, a moving truck. But if you're only moving a bed, you only need a truck. A pickup truck. So
I think then you gotta bring different setups. Then you gotta bring small speakers to the house parties. So then when you do a quince, you bring the big ass G2s, and they're like, oh wow, okay, now we see the difference.
Exactly, and that's another thing that I was telling you. I was like, look, for your event, I took a different type of speakers. For the quince, it's gonna be a completely different type of speakers. The speakers that can hold more people than the ones that I hold at your house. So I started talking to him, and I even have it on my wedding thing, because it happened to me with one of my recent clients. They were like, why is your basic package so much cheaper than the middle one? And I was like, 2 reasons. One is because I want you to go with the middle one. And then they started laughing because I said that. And I was like, I mean, I'm just honest. But and 2, because the setup is different. For my basic package, or for weddings, for my basic package, you're gonna get my 2 CLXs and myself and four lights. Like uplights, 4
Oh,
uplights.
4 uplights. Yeah.
That's what you get. And I show a picture. I showed them a picture. Like, this is pretty much how it's gonna look.
Hmm.
And then I was like, now if you get the middle one or my highest one, then this is what you get. And then they see that one with the nice booth and like the towers, the lights, and then the 7 feet tall Maui 44 G2s.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh wow, what a difference! I was like, that's why the difference in the price.
Yeah.
And there's a
That's
lot.
interesting then. So the equipment's equipment's a good way because then to a regular client they can see the difference.
Exactly.
I think it's hard. It's when you're like, all right, like meetings and like we spend more time before, which is 100% true. But to them they don't see that. They don't see that we spending 20 hours preparing, beforehand. That versus a house party, we can just whatever check our crates hour half an hour before and go kill it. But then when they see the equipment, they're like, oh, now there's totems and there's big speakers that look nice. They're like, oh, okay, now I can justify plus everything else you said, right, about all the work. Okay, but now we also see the difference that that you're bringing. So
and then you also add value to your own prices because you're like, okay, well, my basic package, it doesn't come with MC. My middle package and my higher package comes with NC.
That's a good way to do it. Yeah.
Well, an MC is a person that is gonna hold on the timeline, make sure that everything goes well with the timeline. It's gonna do the presentations, so it's gonna be the host of the party, and also it's gonna make sure that everything goes in the timely manner at the same time, which is gonna help once the party starts. The MC becomes a kind of like a hype man. Is gonna go out there and help, have fun with the crowd and make sure that people are dancing and things like that. So it's a completely different environment. It's a completely different take for us in entertainment than it is a house party. So hence the difference in prices.
Yeah,
it won't work.
Yeah. I think it also depends how big of a difference the price is. Because how big of a difference it is between your house party and then your quince. Because like you said, like there's a certain value that you're a minimum, right? There's a certain value you hold yourself to. So it's like even if it's the house party, like for you, like you're like, all right, I'm not gonna leave I'm not gonna step out of the house for less than 500. But when you were younger, when you were a newer DJ, you're like, oh, I'll go do an event for $50 or something, like whatever it is that they're gonna give you for it.
The cheapest I've done, it's $350.
That's pretty good.
That was my first event.
Yeah, that's pretty good for a first event too, dude. Like,
that was the cheapest one.
But it changes. It changes with time. Like so like so you can kind of decide what's your like minimum, and then go from there. And then like if you get in that situation, I think the best way to approach it is you talk about the equipment, but then also talk about the extra time and stuff. But I think having the equipment in addition to talking about the extra time and meetings and stuff is important because then the clients will be like, okay, now I can tell, like to them they can see the difference.
Exactly. It's like you're trying to buy freaking Payless shoes. You're trying to buy Nike with Payless shoes money.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, you get shoes.
They're both shoes.
Yeah,
they're both shoes, but a Nike.
That's what kind of bothered me about this situation, and then why I was like, I didn't give him like a cheap price right off the bat, right? Because I'm like, okay, so you have another DJ that you booked, but you're coming to me because like what you think I'm gonna do it like for cheaper or something, like there's like you're trying to get that like me to do it cheaper, and you already know my prices, like what I quoted you, so what ballpark like we're talking about, like I'm not gonna be going like I think they were looking for someone to do it for like 500 or something, because the way that even after I went down on the price, but I'm like how do you think I'm gonna go from asking you a $2,000 for a base wedding package to like doing it for like $500? Like I don't know, like that doesn't really make any sense either.
Yeah. So I mean, in that case, I guess another take that you could have is have like an hourly rate. If they don't want to
So actually, it's funny you bring up they asked about that. But my problem with that is that if I'm gonna go like set up all my stuff, right? They're like, okay, we're gonna book you for an hour. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go set everything up, break everything down for an hour. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I'll do that if there's like the setup is there. But like, what are they? Okay, hourly rate is 200 an hour. Okay, we'll book you for an hour.
Well,
Like,
exactly. So in that case, you would say 350 per hour in your in your area, 350 per hour, minimum 4 hours, because that guarantees you that it's worth leaving your house.
Yeah. So I basically told them that. They were like, because they asked me, can we do like an hourly thing? And I said, well, my base package is like minimum of 4 hours because I do all the setup and breakdown anyways. So so it's like, like it was the 1250 basically. I was like, yeah, so 1250 for 4 hours. But I'm like, you're paying for the 4 hours. You can have me for 2 hours, but you're gonna pay for up to 4 hours. Well,
and that's another thing that they don't take in consideration. They, you say, you tell them, yeah, you 1250 for 4 hours, but it's actually not 4 hours. It's gonna be 5 or 6 because we have to set up and
the setup and tear down. I'm like, all right, it's different if you're providing me the equipment, or like it's at a bar where they have it built in or something, and I just show up there, plug in. That's different. I could do an hourly rate at that point. But if I'm doing the setup, what am I doing all the setup and breakdown for? I'm going to DJ for an hour and make, even if it's 300 an hour, what are you going to do with $300 for all that time, setup and breakdown, all that labor? Yo, Smiley, what's up, man? Happy New Year, dude.
Happy New Year, bro. Hope your New Year's was amazing. And hopefully this 2025 is full of gigs for you, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Did you have a gig? Did you have a gig on New Year's Eve? Tell us about it if you did. But yeah, let's see. That was good though. I think that the situation. I feel okay with how I handled it, because I think it was really weird. It was kind of weird situation too. Where it's like they had some.
I'm surprised you went to 1250.
Yeah, bro. I did, because I was like, they seemed like, when I talked to them, they seemed nice, And it was on a weekday, and they said it was a small. It was like their other wedding was 300 guests. And this was 70 guests. They're like, it's just our friends, and we just want some like music to vibe to while we all hang out. So I was like, all right, I'll go down to what I would do, around what I would do if somebody just contacted me for that event only. If they were just like, if someone just called me and was like, hey, I have this thing on a Thursday, it's a pre-wedding thing, I'd be like, that's like 1,000 to 1,500 with like is kind of like where I would be for that.
Have you done it for 1,000?
I haven't done like a pre-wedding party like that. No, actually, I did one for 1,000, but that was before I moved. But that one that was the one that I sent another DJ for.
Well, what I mean is, you said you told this client to 1,250.
Yeah.
But had you done it if they said, can you do 1,000? Had you done it?
Dude, I don't think so. I don't think so. After how far down I had gone, I don't think so.
No, okay. I mean, and that's legit, right? You have all the right to say no.
Yeah, it's just because I negotiate with people. Like I went down for them, but then it's like I can't just keep going down. I'd like them to, when I negotiate, I like them to meet me somewhere, like meet me. If I go down, then I come. Then it tells me like, okay, they're not just like an asshole. But Smiley said, for sure, I hope you guys did also. And on New Year's gig, I've been meeting up with people charging $250 for 2 hours to talk about how to get started on crypto. Oh, damn, bro. Wait. Oh, you're charging people? Damn, bro. Are you're paying them, or you're charging? If no gigs? No, he's saying if no gigs, might as well charge for knowledge. Oh shit, man. Smiley, you're
charging.
Smiley's the king of side hustles, bro. He's the king of work from home. You got to start a channel like work from home DJ stuff, dude. That's legit, man.
Hour to talk about how to get started on crypto. God damn.
That's sick, dude. They're paying me for my knowledge, bro. That's sick.
And it's true. Knowledge is powerful, and it's very costly.
So do you know what? So you know what you're talking about then. I have some crypto, bro. We need some crypto lessons from Smiley then. All right, well, this is advertisement. If anyone wants cryptocurrency lessons, hit up Smiley right here. 919 Smiley 919.
What? It's $125 per 1 hour, $250 for 2 hours.
He charges our hourly rate for DJing right there, bro.
Yeah, and
He's
if
like
you if you
he's like
mention
250. Yeah.
if you mention start to spin, you might get a discount, a 10% discount.
You gotta mention code word start to spin.
Yeah,
Hey,
code.
it's
Spin.
125 an hour, 2 hour minimum for Smiley. Oh, he says definitely not 150 for 1 hour, 250 for 2 hours. Damn, bro.
Okay.
That's interesting, dude. I haven't heard of that. How are you like advertising to people? How are you people finding you? That's really interesting, dude.
Yeah,
It's
it's
that you
very
know
smart,
that much.
and it's very smart.
Oh, what just happened? Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's smart, dude. Good luck, man. Crypto's booming right now.
Yeah, all the crypto money is crazy.
Crypto money. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. So, all right. Well, to conclude with your story, so you just denied it, or
Yeah,
or
basically
did you said they're gonna go somewhere else?
yeah, basically what they said is, oh, like, okay, we get it. They're nice people, so they're like, oh, we want to respect your time, and we don't want to like undersell you. So, you know, we're looking for something with a smaller budget right now, but if something changes, we'll get back to you. And I said, okay, sounds good. If anything changes, reach out anytime.
Okay.
So,
So next time they'll reach out, you'll be like, "Oh, sorry, I'm already booked."
no, I mean, if they want to book me at the price I gave them, right, then I'll do it.
12.50.
Yeah, then I'll do it.
I mean,
But
yo,
I'm not holding the date for them.
more than what you didn't have now. So.
Yeah, and look, these guys already they had my videos, right? I had meetings with them. They chose not to book me for the 2-day wedding right before that.
Yeah.
So there was already that. So for whatever reason, right, they didn't book me for that, and they're trying to like get my price way down. So I want to be kind of wanted, also like so like I don't want to be just the guy they hired because I was a cheap DJ, right? So that's also why I wouldn't negotiate probably further on the price than I already did. Because it's like, at that point, I just feel like they're trying to just get somebody cheap to do this a second event for them. Otherwise, why would they not just go with the company who they already booked for their whole wedding?
That's the easy part. You know, if you go with a big company and you're giving them 3 days, they should give you somewhat of discount.
Exactly. So that was kind of a red flag to me that like you already have someone else, but I think you're just looking for someone to do it like for dirt cheap for you, and like I don't want to be that guy ever. Like I want there to be like, okay, we want this guy for whatever reason, like be like the type of mixes he does or something. But if it's just the money, then it's like I don't want to just be the guy you got because the other guy was more expensive. So on my social medias, I post people's messages for my inbox. Oh, that they made up 26K. Dude, that's sick, man.
I've never heard of that one. Meme coins.
Dude, the meme coin. Have you seen dude? I mean, yeah. If Smiley, if you're doing lessons and you know what you're doing, you're not investing in the Hawk Tua coin. That was the biggest one right now. That everyone got scammed on with the Hawk Tua girl. But they're like celebrities create these meme coins and then they like go up in price and then they like sell them when it crashes and people lose money. But
they're talking about this when Bitcoin first came out.
Yeah,
I was so close to like buy a couple of them joints.
You're right.
Yeah, I was so close to buying some, and then it was very cheap, but it was like very risky. And man, at that time, I don't remember what happened, but I had to put that money that I had aside.
Or you probably bought your Wash FX2s or something
into something else, and then boom, Bitcoin
exploded,
and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to Dogecoin because Dogecoin started coming up too.
Yeah, that's there we go. Dude, Smiley just said he took his time to learn. Dogecoin paid for his wedding.
Yeah, see, Dogecoin. So I was going to do Dogecoin too, but then that one, since it wasn't that big, I got a little scared and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. Yeah. But again, I didn't have no one to like really help me, like, because I don't really understand much of this stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think most people think of it as just like, oh, you buy it, you wait for it to go up. Like no one really, there's nothing like people understand about it. But if you see the trends and like, understand at least a little bit of like the why and the science, I guess, behind it, then that's interesting. Then that's worth it because you pay 250, but you could make 26,000.
Yeah, hey, that's good money. That's a down payment for a house.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's get to this because we got 20 minutes. So
All right.
how to build value to justify prices. And now again, just like we always say it in every single episode, this is just ideas that come from me. I doesn't mean that if you don't do them or if you don't agree with me, it's completely fine. It's subjective. So everybody thinks differently. We might agree on some stuff. We might disagree on some stuff, and that's all good. And we're here to learn. So we'll go from there. All right. So how to build value to justify prices. We're going to talk about what is value, the power of perception, positioning yourself as a premium or product, going beyond the basics, be transparent, the art of saying no. That one I thought was a good one. I thought that was a good one. And then we'll just do our final takeaways, final tips, takeaways, whatever you want to call it. So, what is value? Just to make it simple, it's what someone is willing to pay for something, but in a way, but it goes way deeper than that. So value is a benefit that someone feels they are getting for the price they are paying. So if your client don't understand what is in it for them, then why they should pay the money, And this might start questioning why they even need to buy from you, or what, if they don't really understand what you can offer to them that is essential and value for them, then that's when you get like, like in your case, the clients that are looking somewhere else, they didn't see the value in what you can do. Now, why? After you spoke to them and you did your thing, I don't know. Maybe it just really came down to price. I don't know how much cheaper the other DJ or company would have done it for, or if the other DJ company are charging even more, but like the way they presented themselves was like an eye candy.
Right.
So that's another.
I think a big part is like how you can present it before without somebody who hasn't seen you before, right? Someone who hasn't seen you perform before.
Yeah. So that's this is like huge, and that's what I was saying. Because remember when you show us the video of the one that you showed them,
the one that I showed them,
and can you imagine if, like, let's say, like, they talk to you, and then after that they talk to like Solstice. You see, like his videos, like like or Bar, like
exactly.
or Joe, like the type of media and the media presence and power they have in social media, and like the videos and all the money they invest in that helps a lot too. Like sometimes it's not so much the money; it's just like the eye candy, the eye catcher. So that's another thing. So the power of perception, positioning yourself as a premium product. Now you gotta get people to see that you have premium, that you are a premium product to them. Now, how do you do this? Well, it's by being consistent, because consistency in your brand. So you need to be consistency in the way you speak, in the way you present yourself, the way you present your company, or the whatever you do. So you do not fall all over the place. So so they don't feel like they're like, okay, this guy is charging this much, but I don't see the the professionalism or the trust behind it. Now social proof is huge. People trust what others have already experienced, hence videos and all of this stuff. Also testimonials, reviews, and I think in every single topic that we talk about, testimonials are big part of it because it's huge. It helps a lot. Photos, videos, and any content that you can show and improve that people are enjoying themselves at your events, it's gonna help them, make the decision.
Yep.
And also your presence. The presence is huge, whether it's in the social media, at gigs or meetings. You want to show up like you're ready, like you're a star, like you know what you're doing. You show them that the way you project to the crowd, it's going to be what they're looking for. And
That's an interesting one. I that's one I struggle with because I've always been like kind of a more like humble type of person, and maybe it just doesn't, maybe it doesn't work great with like this industry or like DJing and stuff. But I always like undersell myself, or like if I show up to an event, I'm not like puffing my chest and kind of acting like oh yeah, like I'm always like when I go talk to everyone, hey, how's it going, like I'm the DJ, like kind of a thing, rather than being like showing up like that phrase, like showing up like you're already a star. That's something I've thought about, because I'm like, people probably perceive you like, oh wow, like this guy's like the DJ's here. But like I don't know, I've always had a hard time with like doing that. I think it's just also my personality.
Yeah, well, see, there's two different things. Just because you're like, you show yourself as a star, or you feel yourself like you're a star, doesn't mean you have to be a douchebag. Like there's a fine middle in between those two. You can be as humble as you can, but once you get into your thing, which is DJing, you're a different person. It's not Shay the regular person. It's Shay the DJ, or like it's not Diego the one. When I walk into an event, you're seeing Diego, plain and simple.
Right.
I'm talking to everyone. I'm joking around. I'm reachable. You can talk to me. We talk,
Right,
whatever.
right.
Once the event starts, I flip the switch and I'm like DJ Pretty Boy, and Diego's no longer there.
Yeah, that's true. When you're in the middle of a performance, then when you're performing, like then you gotta act like a star.
Yeah, because also don't get me wrong, I'm shy too. I think like I would like it's really hard for me to like dance and I'll just like, but when I'm DJing, I'm dancing, I'm jumping, I'm like, and I even record myself doing like this stuff, like dancing, singing, and all of that. So it's just like kind of like a two persona thing, yourself as a like regular person, and then your DJ person.
Yeah.
Two different things, and that shows and helps also your clients to see the difference, the two different things, and that's something that I also explain to my clients on our meetings. I tell them, look, when I get there, because sometimes they're there, the clients already there,
There.
So I'm like, look, when I'm there, you can talk to me, we're cool and everything, but once the event starts, you can talk to Pee Wee. I'm too busy. I don't have time to be listening to like everybody. And then if there's only one person that's allowed to talk to me in that sense, like only have to talk to me for something specific, is Pee Wee, because he knows when to come to me to talk to me about something. And I know that if it comes to me, it's because it's something important.
Yeah, I think just having somebody else with you like elevates your status a little bit. Like then you're like, oh, like he's with somebody else, then people think of you like a little bit more than you just there by yourself, like doing everything, doing all the, everyone coming requesting to you anytime they want.
And one funny thing is that in one event, because I took my other friend, Big Red.
Oh yeah.
So when we went, us three, we went to this wedding. A lot of people thought that he was my bodyguard and my security guard. I mean, he's 6'2". Like,
yeah, he's a big guy. Yeah, he's like big guy too.
Black, wearing his suit and whatever, and he's just there. And a lot of people were like, "Hey, is that your security guard?" And I was like, No, like no, he's here to
It's their
record. And
bodyguard. That's
I'm like,
funny.
he's learning the role. He wants to be a DJ.
Yeah, but
So
yeah, people probably were like, "Oh, damn, this guy must be like some big DJ then because he's got a bodyguard." So that's what I mean, dude. It does. But Smiley agrees. He says, "I'd be up there dancing too." And
yeah,
Jason, what's up, man? Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year, bro. Hope your New Year's was amazing, and
Yeah.
hope for a lot of gigs on this 2025, and for more gig looks to come. So, all right, so let's go to the next one. So adding value and going beyond the basics. Don't just give your clients what they ask for. Over deliver in a way that blows their mind. And this is something that I always kept in mind when it comes to like how I like things, because if I'm expecting something and then you give me something way better, I'm blown. I'm like, damn, I was not expecting this. Like if you watch a soccer game, I can speak for soccer because that's all I watch. But like if I see Barcelona, I'm expecting a way for them to play one way, and then they exceed my expectation. I'm blown away. I'm so like beyond happy. So like when I see things like that, that's what I look into my clients, and especially during the event, before the event, and after the event. Try to do the just little things that can help or offer additional things that will enhance their the time, and that they will acknowledge later on, saying, damn, it was worth how much we paid for that. And in this case, you can offer free consultations. I know there's few DJs or a lot of DJs that charge for consultations. Just like lawyers charge for a consultation per hour.
Just like Smiley with crypto
Yeah, just like Smiley.
consultation. But
So
that one makes.
consultations during your meetings, take the time to understand the client's specific dates, performances, the vibe of the event. Create customizable playlists if possible. Ask for playlists. Offer suggestions based on what their theme or the mood is. So make sure, like, let's say if you have an hour set for your client, that if you have to go an hour and a half, just to make sure that you have a fully understand whatever they want, what they're expecting. Those extra 30 minutes says a lot, because in their mind they're like, oh wait, we're way past the time that we had set. And for him to take his time to go beyond that and explain and reiterate everything that we just said, it's amazing. Like that's points to your business, because they're gonna like that. Now, another thing is to be proactive during the event. You also always want to check with the client regularly, make sure that they're happy, that everything is going according to plan, that everything is how they want it. Because sometimes you do have, let's say, speeches, but you see that she's not ready, or the guy is not ready, or the parents are in the bathroom or whatever. You go up to them and you see, hey, how you guys doing? Everything okay so far? Yeah, everything okay so far. Okay, in about 5 to 10 minutes, we're gonna do the speeches or toast, whatever. But and the reason why we delaying it 10 more minutes, because your parent just went to the bathroom. So once he comes back with, just let them know what's going on, so they are in the loop and they're not like stressing out. And that gives you a sense of normalcy, that you're taking care of things, and that it gives them the peace of mind that you are on it.
Yeah, and Smiley says he shot 2 cold sparklers for free. If they've got Dancing on the Clouds, LED Robot, we don't even mention it. We just set them up. I think that's great. Like, Jason does the same thing with added uplights or other things. Several events in November due to things being rescheduled from the hurricane. Couples truly appreciate it and give me great reviews. I think that's an awesome idea, because it's like, okay, they didn't book something, but we all of our stuff is portable. We're bringing things regularly. If you just throw something in there, set it up, set some extra uplights up, and they didn't pay for them, but to them it's like you gave them an extra free thing that doesn't take that much time from your setup or labor for you to do. You can really it gives that impression that you're going above and beyond, that you care about them having a great event, and then in the end you might get a good review from it too, which only helps you even more in the end.
Exactly. Yeah. And then after the event, you can follow up. You can send a personalized thank you note, or a message expressing the appreciation for the opportunity and for being part of their special day. And then you can even send. And I know some people do this. I don't do this, but I was thinking about implementing into this year. Send like a USB with like the playlist of the, or maybe an email with the playlist of the songs that was used for their event. Or
Hmm.
even so, just while you're DJing, record your whole set, and then transfer it to a USB and send it to them
Mm.
as a
Mm.
memorabilia. Memorabilia.
Memorabilia.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. I've never thought about that one before.
I've
Uh,
been wanting to do
yeah.
that, but I keep forgetting to record my. I keep forgetting to put record on my DJ thing. 'Cause I'm so, like, I'm so nervous. I'm so into like so many different things. Then when I already started, I'm like, there's no point.
The thing I think about that one though is that if because your set, the dance floor is usually probably at least 2 hours long.
Mhm.
Like, if they're gonna actually listen to the whole thing, like, because people are usually just streaming stuff now on their phone and stuff anyway. They sit
Well,
there for 2 hours.
keep in mind this. It doesn't matter whether they listen or no. What matters is that you send it to them. You
Mm.
went above and beyond. They were not expecting that, and for you to send it to them, that means a lot. I'm
Yeah, that's
guaranteeing
true.
you, it means a lot, especially to the females, because they pictures, they mean a lot to them. Like, pictures are the huge. They
Yeah,
have books
yeah,
and
yeah.
pictures.
That's what I was
Having
gonna say. I what I've done before is I've sent like a little Google folder with just like like some videos and some good pictures. Like the ones that we take of the setup. I'll send them some of those. Be like, here are some of the memories I captured, or like the dance floor footage, like that you captured during it too. I've done that before, and that always goes over well too. So I think you could also do something like that too.
Yeah, so that was my next one. It says offer a recording if it's a major event like a wedding, or any type of an event really, and you have like highlight, like a highlight reel type of thing of the event. You
Mm-hmm.
can send it to them, and I seen that has helped me a lot, especially because the majority of the clients that I have, they do follow me on Facebook. So when I'm recording, they see it on my stories, so they get to save it or whatever. And I always get like, "Oh, thank you for posting it," because sometimes they don't,
Yeah,
they miss
that's
it.
that's a great memory for them.
Yeah, so that's another great memory. But I have known that, like sending the at least the playlist, not maybe not the whole, not the songs, but like the a PDF file of the playlist that you use for their event. It's
Mm.
something that they can keep. And if you ever decide to send the actual like mix, you send it to them. Whoever knows, their freaking first year anniversary, or their fifth or their 10th, they play that. They play that mix.
They won't hire you. They'll just play your mix at their anniversary party. They'll be like, all right, let's play Pretty Boys mix. We got it right here.
Hey, but you did your thing, and then you most likely 9 times out of 10 you got a good review
Yeah.
just because of that.
Or you
So,
post it on YouTube. Post the mix on YouTube, and then they can play it off YouTube.
oh yeah, you can also do that. You can do that too. So like the value through to the expertise. Don't just don't just do your job. Educate your clients. Share tips. Show them what you're offering is worth every penny. And with these little things, this is how you show. This is how you show them that their money is being well spent. It's not. It's not just to a rookie, or to just someone that's getting just by. This is how you're proving that you are going to be that professional, and that you're going to be handling what they're paying you for. And when you add this little, this extra thing, so you're showing your clients that you care. And when people feel that that are cared for, they're more likely to pay premium prices because they feel that they are getting a great deal. So That's that one. Now, also you always want to be transparent, show them what they're paying for. So as a wedding DJ, transparency for us, transparency is key, and not a lot of people are transparent in regards to like their pricings and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we are, but some people don't, especially on Bark. But anyways, so make sure that you break down your pricing. Your contract should be very detailed in regards to what you're taking to the, but based on whatever package they choose, you put it on your contract, and then show everything. Showcase the value of your services. Again, that's through social media or however you can build a portfolio and show like, what you do. But by being transparent, you show clients that they are not just paying for music; they're investing in a professional who will help them make their wedding day run as smoothly and create a memorable atmosphere. So when clients understand what they're getting for their money, they'll be more confident in paying for your rates.
Yeah.
And that all of this falls within the way that we explain ourselves to, I guess, quote unquote, you want to say the way we sell ourselves in our business in a way. The art of saying no. Now this one, and this goes to your
Yeah.
little story that you had. So setting boundaries is key. If you're constantly dropping your prices to appease clients, you're undervaluing your work, and that's something that we don't want to do, because you just don't hurt yourself, you hurt every other DJ, because then there's an assumption that the lowest you go, someone can go lower, and it's devaluing everyone in the whole business.
Yeah.
So, as a beginner, yes, we everyone understands that we have to do it, because you trying to be known, you're trying to get known, and the only way to get known is to do gigs for cheap. But you need to find a common ground where you can be like, okay, enough is enough. I already did my share. I'm gonna bump it up because I'm ready. I feel like I bring more to the table now. So set your price, explain the value behind it, and stick to it. Don't let people bully you into the discounts or lowering your rates. Be firm in your worth, and clients who see the value will respect that.
I think the other big thing is that clients that respect your price, are usually going to be better clients overall to just work with. It's like the ones that usually, if you've booked someone after they've like negotiated with you and gone back and forth with you, chances are they're going to keep being annoying and want more things. And the day of, they're going to have all these expectations that you never talked about. There's just more chances that they're going to be more high maintenance client, and then they're going to be paying you less because you let them, book you at a lower rate too. So,
And I tell you, yes, you are completely on point on that one. It's just very it's very, especially with clients, like, and I tell you, the cheaper ones are the ones that are the most annoying.
yeah.
The ones that pay good money, they don't bother you at all. But the ones that pay cheap, man, they're on your ass like this. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
crazy.
because I think also here, let me so Smiley put a comment. He said, definitely we raised our price by $100 more for 5 hours for this year's contracts. Nice, man. Yeah. Increase it every single year. And that's so true, Shay. The clients want anything dirt cheap or use the hardest to deal with. Yep. Exactly, man. Oh yeah, we missed that one. Setting boundaries is something I had to learn. When I first started out, I did what I had to do, but now I don't lower rates and I'm okay with losing gigs. Yep. That's exactly like what Diego said. That you start out, you do what you got to do, but then once you've established yourself, you know your worth, you know that you're providing a quality product. Then for the next reason, we don't want to be decreasing our rates to just get any clients. And it's so true, dude. Because I think part of it, right, is because when you have a client that's booking you for dirt cheap, that also tells you that tells you that they don't really value the DJ.
Yeah.
So they probably think that, like this DJ, we have to micromanage him. We didn't pay that much for him, so he might not know what to do. And they might be more on you because of that. Or they're just, when they're paying less, they're basically just putting it out there that, all right, we don't really care that much about the music and stuff. And that's why, we don't want to invest too much in that versus, whatever else that they're paying for in for their event. And Smiley's got another side hustle, bro. I sell what? Android sticks? I sell Android sticks for $150 each. People have been cool with the price, no lowballing for it, like DJ gigs. Yo, what's an Android stick? Like for a fire stick, like for a TV kind of a thing? Is that what that is?
Sticks.
But it's interesting, dude. Like when you have, it's true though. When you have like a product, like not a service, right? People are not going to be really negotiating on like a product. And I find that even with our add-ons, right? Like it's like uplighting, whatever, $500 or photo booth, $500. It's like a product. People don't negotiate that. They'll negotiate more like the DJing part, even though obviously there's speakers and stuff that goes into it. But like the cold sparks or whatever, it's like people negotiate less on that price, but they'll negotiate like, oh, just for the actual DJing service that you're doing, do it for less.
Yeah, I mean, like if you rent the equipment, it's gonna be cheaper.
That's the thing, dude. That's the thing. Like if the clients actually tried to hire somebody to just set up our equipment, bring it there, set it up, tear it down, like that in of itself is gonna be at least like $600, $800 with the stuff that we bring, right? Mm-hmm. Tops, mics, mixer, computer, right? Even laptop, right? Laptop's expensive. All that stuff, they're basically renting all of that every time we go out to a gig. So, most of the time we're giving them deals because we're doing all the equipment for them and then providing the service on top of that.
Yeah. So that's the art of saying no, or just don't be afraid to set boundaries. It's okay. We're not, I put in my head like this: my services is not for who wants me; it's for who can afford me.
Right.
That's basically what it is. And I know it kind of sounds cocky, and it sounds like like an asshole or whatever. But if I literally just go with whoever's gonna want me, I'm gonna have to bring down my prices because a lot of people that I know that can't really afford what I charge now, as opposed to when I started. But so that's something that I put in my head 2 years ago, like when I literally. I felt like I was like, all right, I'm at this point that I can say no to gigs. I'm okay with losing gigs if they're not giving me what I charge and what I'm worth. So I put that in my head. My business is not for who wants me; it's for who can afford me.
Yeah, so, both. It's a combination of both. Yeah, they have to be able to afford you. Just wanting you is not enough.
Exactly. Yeah. So and I'm not trying to be cocky or anything like that. It's just a mentality. It's a mentality thing.
All right, Smiley said, yeah, like a Fire Stick. The Android sticks work way better. I've been shipping out Android sticks, basically jailbroken, so they see the value on it. This month sold tens of our. Yo, Smiley, basically Smiley's the plug, bro. Anything you need, bro, Smiley's got it. So you need crypto counseling, you need a DJ mix, you need a DJ, of course. You need Android sticks, and there's probably more. There's probably more things that Smiley's not even telling us, man. Smiley's
if you need a dancer, Smiley dances too.
Smiley's the LED robot. When you hire one for your party, Smiley shows up himself.
And any services that you need, just let Smiley know with the code LRE, and you get 10% off.
Yeah, hell yeah. Smiley's a hustler, dude. Bro, gotta get it by any means necessary. Yeah, man, respect, dude. Now we're just messing around, man. That's good, man. You diversifying your income. Because but honestly, like, I think DJing, like, you can do it. You can do it for a long time, but I think there is a little bit of a expiration date on DJing. Like, so it's good to have other things to do. I think with time, the amount of events that you get and do can start to go down, and you never know, so it's always good to be doing a bunch of different things.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna get to a time that you're gonna be like, all right, man, this is enough.
Yeah,
and I can't do it no more. So
that could be another topic for another a whole other topic. But yeah, I think
time?
in general with time, it gets harder and harder to be a DJ.
Yeah, I mean, unless like Jason, he's like kind of like a multi.
Yeah, you do a multi-op, exactly. You do a multi-op, then you get other guys
other
under you.
and just have them work for you, and then you don't do it
Right.
anymore.
If you really become the guy that is mentoring and sending out other DJs, that definitely then it's like you're the boss of the DJ company.
Yeah, you become like a Joe Bond.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I grew up hustler mentality. Yeah, I gotta go soon. I think this is the last slide, right?
Yeah, this is the last slide. I just had the final
Final. Yeah.
Now, as you continue to level up your game, remember that building value isn't just about what you offer. It's about how you make people feel and how you communicate the value. So the more you do this, the more people will not only pay your prices, but will also come back for more. And that's how you just turn your hustle into a high value business that justifies the prices that you have set.
Yep, exactly, dude. And yeah, speaking of adding value, Jason's adding event planning this year as well. That's awesome, man. That's a great endeavor for 2025. So are you going to be doing the event planning too, or are you getting like your wife or someone else involved with that as well? I've seen that a lot. Like the DJ, the guy like handles the DJing, and then the wife or the counterpart is the one doing the event planning. I've seen some like combos like that before. I think you were thinking of something like that too, right, DJ Diego, for the photo booth.
Well, I have my wife runs it because I don't really find it like I don't really care for it.
Yeah.
So if a gig comes, I'll go with her. I'll set it up because it's a little heavy. So I'll set it up and everything. Once it's all set up, I just tell her, "Hey, it's ready," and then she just goes, connects the phone or the iPad, and then tests it, makes it like the test and whatever, and then she handles it. But yeah, I don't really care for it, to be honest.
Yeah, you're saying you don't really promote it that much.
Yeah, it's why is a 360. Wait, hold up, my bad. The 360 is fun. People go wild with that thing. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's fun once you're ready. Once you're booked already. But it's
Diego, he doesn't want to sell it.
Yeah, I don't.
Bro, you gotta hit up Smiley. He'll sell it for you. He'll just say, "All right, I got this gig for you. Just show up here. Bring the 360. You should outsource all the booking to Smiley."
Hey, that's a good idea.
Give him 15% of each booking.
Yeah, code Smiley.
Yeah, that we got. It goes both ways. Now the viewers from here will hit up Smiley for the Android sticks, and then he'll send you some photo booth clients.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually. But
yeah, no, that was good, man. I gotta go. It's still in the New Year's. I'm still eating dinner around this time, but that was good. That was a great first episode to kick off the New Year, man.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Smiley, Jason, for showing up. We will go ahead and talk to you guys next week with a new episode. Again, if you guys have anything in mind, let us know. We can come up here and talk about it. If you want to be on the show, let us know. We would love to have our first guest of 2025. So if you want to jump in here and talk to us, that'll be great. And yeah, I mean, let's wish for a good
Yeah,
2025
good 2025.
and move.
Let's keep growing. Let's keep expanding. Keep getting better at DJing.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, you have a good one. I'll see you in the next one. All right.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace. Peace.